I still remember her, the little girl with a glint of hope in her hazel orbs as she dreams of world peace. From the moment when that glimmer is so bright that it's blinding the older ones, up until that moment when that glimmer fades. I still remember her, with all those tears in her eyes, as her world slowly widened and reality comes, lingering to her skin like a leech, sucking all the innocence from her system. I still remember her, giving up that dream, losing all hope and questioning the humanity, chivalry, and morality to the world with her eyes closed tightly. I remember her asking, "Where is the peace?" In some part of the world, a child is dying from hunger. Somewhere around the world, hundreds of people are killed from the hands of violence. Right now, a teenager is losing all hope in their life, asking the stars about their worth, and actually considering suicide. You really couldn't help but ask, where is the peace? For every 10 seconds a child dies from hunger. For every 40 seconds a person commits suicide. And for every 60 seconds a person is murdered. Will there be peace knowing that someone is dying right at this moment? Will there be peace knowing that racism, bullying, and discrimination's traces are evident in our society? Will there be peace with you just standing there and not doing anything to save the world from conflict? As a part of Generation Z, I am fond of exploring social media. I have encountered and interacted with people around the world, be it from Thailand, Spain, Canada, and people from different parts of the Philippines. Thanks to the social media, I have learned about social issues like racism and discrimination. But as I go on and scroll deeper, I have seen how this disease is still not cured. I have seen how people make jokes, post jokes about different races, discriminating Asians and Black people especially. Even the LGBT community is not exempted from the hurtful words of the society. I have witnessed the pain they have gone through, all the pain they have to tolerate just to be accepted. Some even have to hide themselves, putting on masks and hiding who they really are. This can cause conflict within oneself and conflict with the society. Conflict can both have short-term and long-term effects on the physical and psychological health of the individuals that are affected by conflict. And this effect can be passed on to the society until it becomes a disease spreading around the world like air. For individuals, conflict can lead to trauma and diminished coping mechanisms. For the society, conflict can lead to collective traumas, which lead to chosen trauma that might be passed on to the future generations. This will keep everything heated from two persons up to the greatest grandchildren. At the recent Singularity Summit in San Francisco, scientist Steven Pinker at Harvard University stated how we are disposed to be violent and how we are also disposed to be peaceful. Some parts of the brain impel us to let violence rule our systems. All of us will tend to have the urge to let the thirst for revenge and dominance rule us. But on the other parts of our brain, there are motives that inhibit us from violence, such as empathy and reason, that enable us to see violence as an enemy rather than an ally. Any fool can know. The point is to understand, says Albert Einstein. Yes, knowledge is a big help to solve this issue, but it will not be enough to completely defeat this conflict. Lean on the parts of the brain that tell you to do good. Lean more on the whispers that tell you to spread peace. Empathize and put yourself in others' shoes. Learn to understand the people around you, their different opinions and different characteristics. And if you can't understand, at least respect them. Acceptance. Accept yourself, your habits, and your physical form. Accept your family, peers, and the people that you socialize with. We are all made unique by God, yet we are still equal. We are still humans that need respect. The trees make the forest. The littlest details make the masterpiece. Even the littlest things we do can cause the biggest changes. Spread peace by loving yourself and by loving others. Open doors for women. Say compliments to a stranger. Pat yourself on the shoulder after a long day with the words, "You did well, self." With these actions, peace can be possible within oneself, within a community, and within the world. World peace. Two words that are almost impossible to put into reality. Can happen, starting with ourselves. Conflict as a form of violence and discrimination is present everywhere, and it can damage anything and everything. It can damage the physical and mental aspect of a person, and it can be passed on to generations until it spreads out to the whole world. It might seem impossible to solve this issue, but we can do it starting with ourselves. Empathy, understanding, respect, and making actions to somehow spread peace can defeat conflicts within ourselves and within the community. Up until now, this is Lara Martinez. Thank you and God bless.